Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel. Today we have an action-packed Chelsea FC news video. Before we get into it though, I do want to let you know, because YouTube didn't let many of you guys know, about 6 things we learned that was posted last night. There's this thing on YouTube called impressions click-through rate, which is basically how many people see the thumbnail and how many people click. Normally, it's about 13-14% of people click the videos and the ones that actually see it. Last night, the views were super low and 50% of people who saw it actually clicked it, which I find absolutely crazy. So, it means YouTube didn't push it. Go check it out. But today, we have got some massive news stories to talk about. We're going to talk about Jules Koundé. We're going to talk about the injury updates to both Timo Werner and Romelu Lukaku. And then we're going to get into something that has absolutely blown my mind, to be honest. I was thinking yesterday, Chelsea beat Malmo. That's going to be a good feeling. But there was a little bit of something else that also gave me that, you know, like jumping up and down on your chair kind of buzz. Thomas Tuchel has opened his mouth and talked about Erling Haaland, which, as you guys know, I'm a massive Erling Haaland fan. Even though we didn't sign him last summer and we bought Romelu Lukaku, I absolutely love the geezer. I'm going to talk about why later on in the video. But news story number 1 is the obvious regarding Lukaku, Timo Werner, both picking up injuries last night. It's a hamstring injury for Timo Werner and a twist of the ankle for Romelu Lukaku. And to be honest, Thomas Tuchel made it pretty clear that it's going to be a couple of games for each of them, which means that we're probably going to end up seeing a false 9. I've seen a lot of people commenting saying maybe we put Ruben Loftus-Cheek through the middle. Kai Havertz is the obvious one, particularly if we're going to go with a false 9. We've seen it before, and I think this is one of those tests for Chelsea under Thomas Tuchel's management where we are kind of struggling now because both recognised strikers are not going to be available. Thomas Tuchel says a couple of games. We've got to hope that it is only a couple of games and that they recover quickly. But Chelsea will definitely have an interesting starting 11 come the match at the weekend, which is an early kickoff, which is lovely for me. 7:30. It's amazing. I can have a couple of beers on the beach and go and watch a bloody game against Norwich City. But we move into story number 2. And this one is, again, kind of an odd one for me because Jules Koundé was a player that Chelsea were heavily linked with last summer. He's a player who reportedly already had agreed personal terms with Chelsea, but Sevilla were very difficult about the move. As soon as Chelsea sold Kurt Zouma, they started demanding more money, and the so-called gentleman's agreement between the clubs just absolutely voided. And Chelsea, as we are very stern, very stubborn in transfer negotiations, we said, you know what? We're not going to bow down to this. We are not going to cave in and spend the additional money above what we plan to spend on Jules Koundé. Jules Koundé remained a Sevilla player. Earlier on in the season, he was kind of a bit miffed about it, as you would be if you thought you were going to get a big money, big move to the European champions. But now it is being reported by El Nacional, which has also been re-reported by The Mirror in the UK, saying that Jules Koundé has told his agent to push for a move to Manchester United. Now, I don't know if this comes off the back of watching Manchester United's catastrophic abomination of a defensive display against Leicester City at the weekend, or even the first half yesterday against Atalanta, a game that Cristiano Ronaldo, of course, came back and won for Manchester United, keeping Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in a job. I'm delighted about that. But back to Jules Koundé, the point in question. If he wants to go to Manchester United, again, I'm not exactly totally clued up on how good of a source El Nacional is, so who knows if this is true or not. If he wants to go to Manchester United, I was never 100% sold on him in the summer anyway. I thought he's a very, very good young centre-back, and I thought he would be a good addition to Chelsea if the price was going to be right. Now, it's pretty certain that he's going to leave Sevilla, whether that is to go to Chelsea if they reinvigorate the interest that we showed, particularly towards the end of the transfer window, or he wants Manchester United. And I think United will be looking at someone like Jules Koundé, young player, French, to go alongside Varane. Maybe Harry Maguire, who knows? He scored last night, but he was woeful against Leicester at the weekend. Victor Lindelof, yeah, great pass from Marcus Rashford, but is he really the real deal? I don't know. I think United are going to have to really invest in their team, be it CDM, for sure, and probably a centre-half too. And if Jules Koundé would rather go there, I'm not going to sit here on GBFC with my hand on my head exaggerating for any kind of YouTube thumbnail, because To be honest, I think he's a good player, but we've seen this season already, we didn't sign him, and we've had 2 breakthrough centre-backs. Malang Sarr, early to say, but Trevor Chalobah, it certainly doesn't make us miss the idea of signing Jules Koundé. So, if this one is true, let him go to Manchester United. I don't think Chelsea should be going into a bidding war for this player. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. But the most exciting story of this video today is, of course, Erling Haaland. The rumours are never going to go away all the way until next summer. And after Chelsea signed Romelu Lukaku, after we were linked with Erling Haaland, and Thomas Tuchel basically confirmed that, of course, within the club, discussions have been had about Erling Haaland, Chelsea signed Lukaku, and most people, including myself, thought, well, that rules us out of this proverbial race for Erling Haaland in the future. But I don't think it does, you know. If we really think about the teams that Erling Haaland could sign for, Real Madrid is one, but they want Kylian Mbappe. Barcelona, you look at them and you think, well, they don't really have any money. And the project there is a bit, you know, it's like when you ask for sweet, but you get a savoury pancake. It's a bit like that at the moment. I think Haaland would have seen Barcelona as being a beautiful place to go if Messi was still there, most likely. But he's not. He's in Paris. PSG, I mean, well, they've got everybody under the bloody sun, haven't they? They sell Mbappe. Yeah, it would make sense to go to PSG. They're going to get a lot of money there too. But for some reason, I kind of feel as though Erling Haaland is a player with a bit more ambition than just going to PSG. Now, I don't know the geezer personally. I never spoke to the bloke. He's never interacted with me in his life, so I don't really know much about him at all. But he's a massive character. And I think a massive character like Erling Haaland doesn't want to just go to Paris and be like underneath Neymar, underneath Messi, one of many, I guess you could say, competing in a league which isn't even competitive, to be quite honest. I think Haaland wants to do a bit more. You've got Liverpool, who are trying their absolute best to break their wage mould and the way that they actually structure their financial club to keep the current best player on the planet, Mo Salah, at the club. So if Salah stays, are they going to go out and splash on Haaland, who's going to want big wages? I don't think they will. I think Salah will be a singular objection to the rule in terms of Liverpool's wage structure. Man United, they've got Cristiano Ronaldo. They could go in for him, I guess, because the Ronaldo thing's not really working, to be honest. Yeah, okay, he scored a winning goal last night. He did it against Young Boys as well. Not Young Boys. United didn't win that game. Villarreal, he got a goal in there as well. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't know if United are going to do this. City, they're desperate for Harry Kane. And I can't think of any other club. He's not going to go to Juve, let's be honest. I can't see anyone else in this race. Maybe I've missed somebody. Let me know in the comments if I have. But Chelsea, again, can afford him. And Thomas Tuchel's comments. This is what we've got to go through here today. We're going to quote Thomas Tuchel now. We talk about him regularly, of course, because he's a fantastic player. And clearly, the defining figure at Dortmund, who is a big rival for us in the Champions League. When asked if Chelsea could renew their interest in the 21-year-old, the Champions League winner replied, "You mean 2 at the top with Lukaku and Haaland? We can talk about it." And then he starts laughing, which of course he's going to do. He's not going to be like, yeah, you know what, yeah, we really want the geezer. I think he's a better sign for us, otherwise he's an absolute tool case. That's not going to be the case. Never going to happen. He continued, "I don't think we've been really serious about it yet, but let's see what will happen in the next few weeks." Now, we can see here, within Chelsea Football Club, Erling Haaland has been a topic of conversation. Of course he is. He's one of the best young talents in the footballing world. Thomas Tuchel's comments here, they are far more open than I'd ever expect them to be. And in the next few weeks is when we will see clubs starting to really formulate an approach for Erling Haaland when they're allowed to approach him in January. Because next year, the £70 million release clause will be available from June. Now, I think that there is definitely now a little slice of toast that could be definitely buttered in Chelsea's favour in relation to this deal due to these comments. Because I do think that Chelsea this season, as much as I've always said, back Timo Werner until he's no longer a Chelsea player, I believe within Chelsea Football Club there is a little eye on what could potentially not, again, be the most definitively prolific season from Timo Werner, which could lead Chelsea to go in for yet another striker. And if Erling Haaland is available for 70 million, we know how good Chelsea are with transfer business. We know that they would be able to offer Erling Haaland a package that financially would suffice. with 70 million being the outlay, Chelsea know that this is a deal. Every club in the world knows that signing Erling Haaland is an incredible deal at £70 million. You are almost guaranteed, unless he picks up a career-threatening injury. Touch wood, he never does because he's a special player. You know you've got resale value. He's already at the very, very top. Bayern Munich was the other one I was thinking about. They got Lewandowski, but I don't know if he's going to want to stay in Germany. I think he wants another challenge. I don't know if this is just blue-tinted glasses. These aren't blue-tinted, but I took my glasses off my head a minute ago. I just think there is some seriousness behind this. And yeah, I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think Chelsea would actually do it? And we've also got to think, would Thomas Tuchel be able to totally change the way that we play? Because there'd be absolutely no doubt that both Haaland and Lukaku would have to be on the pitch at the same time. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. I think it's very, very interesting. The reports come out from Germany as Thomas Tuchel won their Manager of the Year from BILD. So yeah, I think there's an element of we could actually be talking about this again for a while. The Erling Haaland train is back running, and I am your host at the front, driving you to hopefully seeing him sign at Stamford Bridge next summer. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and why not turn on the bell notification so that you never miss a video. If YouTube decides he wants to throw up in front of us, then you don't get missed because it will send a little ping-aroo to your phone-aroo. So yeah, anyway, thank you for watching. Come on you Blues, champions of Europe.